We are going to be doing a full card prediction for one on TNT for La and Sung versus their Rider 2 in the main event. Obviously, Ang Na and Sung and Rainer the Rider in a 5-round main event for the one heavyweight belt. That is going to be a really, really good fight. It's actually the rematch. Rainer the Rider in the first time they ended up fighting for the light heavyweight fight. He went out there and dominated the fight. Got a takedown really early. Got it down and got the rear naked choke submission, becoming the new light heavyweight champion. Instead of one championship, Ang Na and Sung was recently a light heavyweight and heavyweight champion. Is now defending that heavyweight belt with Rainer the Rider, hoping to become a double champion inside of one championship. We got Eddie Alvarez, Ryu Noka in the co-main event. This fight for both fighters is literally on less than a couple of weeks' notice. We got Umar Khan on the fight card with Shinya Aoki and Edward Folion in a trilogy fight right here. The first time they fought, Edward Folion got a knockout in the third round. The second time, Shinya Aoki got a submission, I believe, in the first or second round. And now this is the trilogy fight on short notice, as Shinya Aoki was supposed to be fighting Seiji Northcutt, but that fight ended up getting canceled, and now we got a trilogy fight right here. And then we also got Colby Northcutt and Courtney Martin. Definitely some really, really good fights on the fight card. I'm really looking forward to the main and obviously Umar Khan. Rug is an absolute beast right there. But we are going to be looking at the first fight on the fight card with Colby Northcutt and Courtney Martin. This fight is a women's bantamweight fight. I'm going to say it right now. Colby Northcutt is going to have the height advantage. She's going to have the reach advantage. She's going to have the size advantage, considering Courtney Martin is moving down from the flyweight division to the bantamweight division. She might have a little bit more experience as an amateur fighter, as she's 8-1 as an amateur MMA fighter. Colby Northcutt, 1-1 as a professional MMA fighter with one win inside of one championship by unanimous decision. In that fight, inside of one championship, it was mainly more of a striking and grappling fight. I mean that's kind of weird to say that it's a striking and grappling fight, but mainly it was mainly a striking fight, as most of the time was spent in the striking game. Colby Northcutt used that height, used that reach, used her kickboxing really well in the fight. And considering she was much taller than her opponent, I believe had a 4 or 5 inch height advantage. It was very easy for her to land those head kicks, to land those body kicks, and then land her right hand. It was very easy for her to win in these striking exchanges in the fight. She did gas out a little bit in the third round, but overall had a very good performance in the striking game. In the grappling game, she also did very good every single time she did get taken down. She would either reverse the position or almost nearly get an armbar submission, nearly get a triangle, nearly get a rear naked, nearly get some sort of submission from the bottom, or something like that. She's so ruthless. I mean, you get her down and she just goes for submission after submission after submission over and over again. It's hard to keep her there because of the threat of the submission from the bottom, but she did not end up getting the submission. She just used the submissions to get back on top of her opponent and land some ground and pound. But in the entire fight, wherever the fight went, she was doing very good, using that high end reach in the striking game and using her very good explosive grappling experience and abilities in the grappling game to win the fight by unanimous decision. Courtney Martin, mainly a striker in my opinion, has some pretty decent power. I believe only 1 or 2 knockouts on her record. Her only loss as an amateur MMA fighter, coming by submission, I believe in the second or third round to Peppa Shaw by rear and naked choke submission. But in this fight right here, I think the grappling honestly might be pretty even. I think Courtney Martin, that would be her bet. That would be her best bet of winning the fight. Would kind of be to take the fight in the clinch, try to go for some takedowns and get on top of Colby Northcutt and try to defend the submissions from the bottom from Colby Northcutt. If the fight stays on the feet, she will have the height and reach advantage over Courtney Martin. And Colby Northcutt will definitely have the advantage in the striking game, considering the height and reach and everything like that. She's going to be having the kickboxing advantage. She's so long. I mean, her leg, I'm not even sure how long her legs are, but they are very long, and it makes it so easy for her to land those body kicks and land those head kicks. She has a very good right hand, considering her reach advantage for this bantamweight division. I mean, she's so tall, so lengthy. They're going to definitely help her in the striking game. The main way I definitely see Courtney Martin winning the fight would be to clinch up and go for some takedowns, but it's going to be very hard. Even if she does get the takedown, Colby Northcutt she does it so easily in reversing the position, getting back on top, landing some ground and pound, going for some submissions, and then down in the fight in the striking game. So I think overall, everywhere the fight goes, except for maybe in the clinch, Colby Northcutt will have the advantage. That's the only place I really see Courtney Martin to have the advantage, would be in the clinch, but that's not going to be enough, because Colby Northcutt, if she keeps this fight at range, will win the fight with that high end reach. So I think Colby Northcutt will keep the fight at range in the striking game. If the fight goes goes to the ground will have the grappling and submission advantage as well. So I think overall, Colby Northcutt will win the fight in the striking, grappling, wrestling, pretty much everywhere that you look at the fight. I have Colby Northcutt winning the fight, so I will be going with Colby Northcutt to win the fight. A 30-27 unanimous decision. After that, when we have Shinya Aoki and Edward Foliong, as I said at the beginning of the video, this fight is a trilogy fight. The third time these two fighters will be fighting each other. The first time around, Edward Foliong ended up winning the fight by knockout in the third round. I believe he was losing the first and second round, but came back late in the third round and ended up winning the fight. Let's see if I can find it right here. Yeah, third round knockout in the beginning of the third round against Shinya Aoki, but after that, lost his lightweight belt inside of one championship to Martin Eugen. Got 3 wins in a row after that. Decision win, and decision win. Then fought Shinya Aoki again. Lost the fight by first round. Arm triangle submission for the one welterweight belt. But as you guys know, Shinya Aoki ended up losing that one welterweight belt, I believe, to Christian Lee a couple of months ago. Actually, not a couple of months ago, like 2 years ago. But I mean, come on, Shinya Aoki, 46 wins and 9 losses, more than 55 professional MMA fights on his entire record, which is just absolutely insane. I mean, it's gonna be forever to scroll down this list right here. I mean, that is absolutely insane. 30 submission wins, 11 decision wins, 3 knockout wins, and 2 DQ wins. I mean, the man is an absolutely amazing grappler. Also, some very, very good striking as well. In this fight right here, it's definitely going to be a grappling advantage for Shinya Aoki, and maybe a slight striking and power advantage for Edward Foliong, who has 22 wins and 10 losses right here. A lot of knockouts on his record, 6 knockout wins, and 14 decision wins on his record. Out of his losses, 2 submission losses, 4 knockout losses, and 4 decision losses. This fight, if it stays on the feet, I will give a slight advantage to Edward Foliong. Shinya Aoki is also a very, very good striker as well, but his main game in this fight would be to take the fight to the ground, clinch up and get the fight down, and go for submission after submission after submission, and win the fight by submission or win the fight in a dominant decision win. And Edward Foliong, his main way of winning the fight would be to keep the fight on the feet and try to get a knockout in any one of the 3 rounds in the fight. But this fight is a very, very good fight, a trilogy bout between 2 all-time veterans of the game. I mean, Shinya Aoki has been fighting since, I believe, 2003, 2004, been fighting for absolutely forever. Edward Foliong has also been fighting for quite a while, since 2007. So both these veterans right here will put up a very good performance for both the fighters right here. I think either a knockout from Edward Foliong or a submission win from Shinya Aoki. But obviously, I'm going to be going with Shinya Aoki. I mean, his submission game is so amazing. I mean, 30 submissions on his record is absolutely insane. I think he gets them down in the first round, grapples in the whole entire first round, gets some ground and pound, goes for some submissions in the first round, and in the second round gets a takedown and gets a submission, probably by rear naked choke submission or by arm triangle choke. Recently, he's got, I mean, triangle, ground and pound, arm triangle, Darce choke, and then a rear and naked choke submission win. I think either he will win the fight by rear and naked choke submission or by arm triangle choke submission in the first or second round. But my opinion for this fight right here, in a trilogy bout between Shinya Aoki and Edward Foliong, in a trilogy fight right here, this Shinya Aoki to win the fight by first or second round submission, preferably by arm triangle choke submission or rear and naked choke submission. But to be a really good trilogy bout right there. And then after that, oh my god, guys, we got Rug Omar Khan. The man's an absolute beast. He's been fighting a couple of times already. Already in 2021, has fought, I believe, twice. I got 2 finishes in the very first round. A first round TKO win inside of one championship, and then a first round knockout win. The man is so powerful. I mean, he's just so explosive, so powerful. And he's fighting another undefeated fighter in Kirill Krushenko, 3 wins and 0 losses. He also has some pretty good power. I got a first round TKO win in this last fight, a first round submission, and a first round knockout win. I watched his last 2 fights. The one he won by first round submission and the one he won by first round knockout. He has shown some pretty good knockout power. But I do not think he's gonna want to keep the fight on the feet, especially against a guy like Umar Khan. If the fight is in the feet, I'm gonna say it right now, Umar Khan by knockout in the very first round. The main way I really see Kirill Krushenko winning the fight would be to grapple. I mean, he doesn't really have the best grappling pedigree, but I don't think he would want to keep the fight on the feet. That's definitely obvious, because he's definitely in danger of that big right hand from Rug and getting knocked out by Umar Khan in the fight. So I think Kirill Krushenko would want to get the fight to the ground as soon as possible, even though he doesn't really have the best grappling or submission game. what other choices he had, man? He's taking the fight, I believe, on short notice. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. It wasn't on short notice, but Umar Khan just taking so many fights over and over and over again. But right here, Kirill Krushenko's main way is to get a takedown and grapple with Umar Khan. But I mean, how strong and how powerful Umar Khan is. Even if Kirill Krushenko gets a takedown on Umar Khan, who's to say Umar Khan doesn't just flip him right over, get on top of him, and do exactly what he did in his first fight inside of one championship and get a TKO win in the first round in the fight? I mean, either way, I'm 100% going with Umar Khan. I don't even think Kirill Krushenko is strong enough to get a submission to TKO him, to do really any damage on Umar Khan. I think Umar Khan's an absolute beast. He either wins the fight by first round knockout with a big, wow, powerful right hand on Kirill Krushenko, or he gets a takedown and ground and pounds the heck out of Kirill Krushenko and gets a TKO win in the first or second round. But I'm 100% going with Umar Khan to win the fight. A first or second round TKO or knockout. I mean, the man's an absolute beast. So much power, so much explosiveness, and so much strength from Umar Khan. So I'm definitely going with him to win the fight. A first or second round KO or TKO. After that, guys, we have a short notice fight. Literally just on a week notice. I mean, Ryan Oak had a fight, literally, as of today, had a fight 5 days ago, and is taking on Eddie Alvarez 7 days after his last fight with Murat Gafarov in a fight he won by unanimous decision in his first fight inside of one championship. Before that, getting a lot of decision wins and a couple knockout wins, 4 knockout wins and 9 decision wins on his record. Mainly a striker. We saw in his last fight with Murat Gafarov, didn't really have the best takedown defense, and it was very easy for Murat Gafarov to get his back and almost last in that rear naked choke submission in the striking game. I mean, he absolutely rocked Murat Gafarov in the striking game with that big straight right hand. His very good leg kicks as well, but his main way to win the fight would be to keep the fight on the feet and make it a kickboxing and striking fight and get a first round knockout win, or make it a technical striking fight and let a lot of good right hands and a lot of good leg kicks on Eddie Alvarez in the fight. That'd be his main way to win the fight against an absolute beast of the game in Eddie Alvarez right here, who has 30 wins and 7 losses. His last fight being a no contest. I mean, you guys remember, it was a disqualification, now turned to a no contest, as literally just 8 or 9 hours ago. Eddie Alvarez, a former UFC champion, a former Bellator champion. I mean, the man's an absolute beast. 16 knockout wins, 8 submission wins, and 6 decision wins. Started off his career with 9 knockout wins in a row, all in the first or second round. Joined Bellator way back when it was literally the first ever Bellator fight card back in 2009. Became the Bellator lightweight champion. Fought Michael Chandler, fought Shinya Aoki, fought Tricky Pitbull, Michael Chandler again, Donald Cerrone, Gilbert Melendez, Anthony Pettis, Javier Dos Anjos, becoming the UFC lightweight champion against Javier Dos Anjos, losing the belt to Conor McGregor, fighting Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and then joining one championship. I mean, the man is an absolute beast. Really good power in his hands and very good wrestling. We saw in his last fight with Larry Lapicius, he got a takedown so easily, which is definitely a weakness from Ryan Oak. We saw in his last fight, he got taken down relatively easily by Murat Gafarov, and if Murat Gafarov can get him down that easily, I do think that Eddie Alvarez can definitely get a takedown on Ryan Oak, get him down, ground and pound him, not really necessarily to the back of the head, obviously, but he can get him down, ground and pound him, and probably get a TKO win. I mean, possibly a submission win over Ryan Oak in the fight. I think the striking game is very interesting, considering Ryan Oak is a very long, tall, lengthy fighter for this lightweight division. Very powerful as well. Very good leg kicks and a really good straight right hand. In the striking game, I still think Eddie Alvarez will have a very slight advantage, but that is definitely Ryan Oak's best chance to win the fight against Eddie Alvarez here. But overall, I think Eddie Alvarez will definitely implement more of a wrestling and grappling based gameplay, considering the last fight with Larry Lapicius, where he got the takedown so easily. Got it down, got the ground and pound, and then obviously, you know, the DQ loss, but still in that last fight showed me that Eddie Alvarez has much improved his wrestling and grappling skills. So I think in this fight we'll get a lot of takedowns on Ryan Oak. Potentially, I'm getting TKO knockout win over Ryan Oak in the fight. But I think overall, it's either going to be a 30-27 unanimous decision win or a TKO in the second round against Ryan Oak right here. Obviously, Ryan Oak has definitely a good chance of winning the fight in the striking game. But in my opinion, Eddie Alvarez will have the striking advantage, the wrestling advantage, and the grappling advantage. Pretty much everywhere you look at the fight, Eddie Eddie Alvarez will have the advantage, so I will be going with Eddie Alvarez to get him down, ground and pound him again, not to the back of the head, but still ground and pound him on the ground and get a TKO win in the second or first round against Ryan Dog in the fight. So that is my prediction for the co-main event. Eddie Alvarez by TKO in the first or second round. Guys, we have finally made it. Ong Lansong and Rainer the Rider. This fight, a 5-round main event for the one heavyweight belt. You guys already know this is the second time these guys will be fighting each other. The first time they fought, Rainer the Rider absolutely dominated, getting a first round rear and naked choke submission just at the end of 2020, I believe back in November. But got him down so easily and got that rear and naked choke submission. But obviously, you know, Rainer the Rider has really good submission skills, very good grappling. I mean, that picture right there sums up his career so far: 13 wins and 0 losses so far. I mean, look right here: 10 submission wins, 2 knockout wins, and 1 decision win. You already know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get you down, and he's trying to ground and pound you and win the fight by submission in the first, second, or third round. Ong Lansong, even in that fight, he did lose the fight by first round submission, but even in that fight, we saw some glimpses of him landing an uppercut, landing a lot of good leg kicks in the fight. Even in the very short fight they had in their first fight for the one light heavyweight belt, Ong Lansong landed a couple of shots on Rainer the Rider before he did get the takedown. So in this fight right here, Ong Lansong just needs to land first. He needs to land before Rainer the Rider gets a takedown, and that is the main way he will win the fight. Landing nice uppercut as Rainer the Rider is going in for the takedown, or just throw up a knee, something like that. To kind of get Rainer the Rider to be a little bit more hesitant to go for the takedown, because if you're throwing the uppercut every single time, we saw the fight with Derek Lewis and Curtis Blaze. I mean, that uppercut was absolutely vicious, knocking Curtis Blaze out cold. And Ong Lansong definitely has the power to do so. With 12 knockout wins and 12 submission wins on his record, he definitely has the power to get an uppercut knockout win as Rainer the Rider is going in for the takedown. So I think this fight will be a more of a striking fight if Ong Lansong can defend the takedowns from Rainer the Rider, or use that uppercut and try to get a knockout in the first or second round. But Rainer the Rider, my gosh, the man's grappling, the man's wrestling, everything like that. The man's an absolute beast. I mean, how can you not go to Rainer the Rider to win the fight? He's already the one light heavyweight belt, and he's now going for the one heavyweight belt. So this should be a really good main event. I think either way, Ong Lansong will win the fight by first round knockout or second round knockout, or Rainer the Rider will get a submission in the first, second, or third round. Should be a really good fight right here. I'm just hoping that Ong Lansong defends the takedowns, because I really want to see how Rainer the Rider defends in the striking game. I want to see how even the striking game is, because he's known more of a wrestler and grappler. So if he cannot get the takedown, I'm curious to see how good he does against Ong Lansong in the striking game. But the main way he's going to win the fight would be to take him down and submit him in the first, second, or third round, and that is exactly what I think is going to happen in the main event right here for the one heavyweight belt. I think Rainer the Rider is going to get a takedown in the first and second round, get him down. Pretty much do the exact same thing. Maybe not get the submission in the first round, maybe not get the submission in the second round, but in the third round, in my opinion, Rainer the Rider will get his back, and again, get him in the same exact submission and get his back and get a rear and naked choke submission in the first, second, or possibly even the third round. I think either way, whatever round it comes in, I think either way, Rainer the Rider will win the fight by submission, first, second, third, fourth, whatever round it's going to be in. But I do think it will win the fight by submission in any one of the rounds, to be honest. But you can never be too sure with a guy like Rainer the Rider. When you got a guy like Ong Lansong coming at you with an amazing right hand, really good power. So it should be a really good main event right there. But if you guys missed it right there, my full card prediction, I have Rainer the Rider winning his fight by submission in the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth round. Whatever round it comes in, I just have him winning the fight by submission. I have Eddie Alvarez winning his fight by TKO in the second or third round. I have Umar Khan winning his fight by knockout in the first or second round. I have Shinya Aoki winning his fight by first or second round submission. And then I have Colby Northcutt winning her fight by 30-27 unanimous decision. Should be a really good fight right here. If you guys have any questions for one on TNT 4, just put that in the comment section below. It should be a really good fight card. After Wednesday, I believe on Thursday morning, I will be doing a reaction video telling you everything that happened on the fight card right here. It should be a really good fight card right here. But those are my full card predictions. I have Rainer the Rider winning, Eddie Alvarez winning, Umar Khan winning, Shinya Aoki winning, and Colby Northcutt winning. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, everything like that. And that is it for the video. I'm out of here. Let's go.